This is WDAZ News at 10. Your news starts now.
The Red River is in uncharted territory in Fargo as the river approaches the top of miles and miles of sandbag and temporary dikes. Good evening. There is a new plan for Fargo-Moorhead tonight to help protect and defend the city from the rising waters of the Red.
And they'll be using 1,700 National Guard troops already on the ground to carry out that plan. The Red broke its 112-year-old record overnight, and it is expected to get to 42 feet this weekend. It's a little more than a foot short of that right now. But the National Weather Service says the river is behaving in ways never seen before, so they say it could potentially go as high as 43 feet. But the city made the decision today to not raise the levees to 44 feet. Fargo Mayor Dennis Wallaker says it's not a gamble and that they are confident the river won't top that 43-foot protection level. As a security plan, 58 two-person teams of National Guard soldiers will be patrolling all of the city's levees 24 hours a day for the next several days. They will be ensuring all dikes are holding and no leaks are found. Also, quick response teams are positioned around the city in case of a levee breach.
Priority right now is to do everything we can to fight the flood, to take care of each other, to help the local, state, and federal authorities in this effort.
I've got a lot of exhausted volunteers. I've got a lot of exhausted citizenry worried in different issues that are throughout the community. We're going to stand and defend, and our focus is now going to change to defending the dikes.
Those around-the-clock checks of the levee by the National Guard started at 6 o'clock tonight. They'll continue until the water goes back down. The city has about 300,000 sandbags in warm storage in case they're needed. Fargo is also continuing its plans for voluntarily evacuating all high-risk populations, including hospitals, nursing homes, and those whose homes are between a primary and a backup levee. There is by no means an evacuation order for the rest of the city at this point, but between Moorhead and Fargo, about 3,500 homes are under voluntary evacuation orders. Now, on a side note, Mayor Wallaker says he got a surprise call today from President Obama, who told the mayor he wishes the city the best and says the whole nation is watching and praying for the area. Well, more neighborhoods are being evacuated south of Fargo. Shortly after noon, the Cass County Commission voted to approve an evacuation advisory for several neighborhoods in South Fargo. Now, they will not be forcing people to leave, but the county says they want them to go. Earlier this week, the neighborhood was already under quite a bit of water. Cass County engineer Keith Burnt says water is surrounding some of these neighborhoods. This video was taken earlier this week.
Believe that our levees are safe and those levees will hold. We believe it's prudent and in the interest of public safety that those individuals consider leaving those areas.
Now, Cass County says the area is not being abandoned. The National Guard has been called in to help man pumps and protect the empty homes.
A neighborhood in Fargo was evacuated early this morning. People living in the South End neighborhood made quick work to get out. About 140 homes were evacuated at about 2 this morning. Police say there are weak points in the dike and they wanted to play it safe.
And my flood insurance kicks in April 1st. I will be done.
Evacuated people went to shelters in Fargo and in Moorhead. The city says the dike was shored up in that area and the threat to the neighborhood has diminished.
In Oakport Township, which is just north of Moorhead, floodwaters have sprawled across the neighborhoods there. Several home dikes are holding steady. Some have stayed behind to man the pump. Still, many had to be rescued today. The story tonight from Kevin Wallivan.
In Oakport Township today, the sound of boat rescues has replaced the noisy flood fight effort. Don Caranda and John Holland, along with their 4 pets, came by airboat after reluctantly giving up the fight.
It was very scary in the middle of the night, seeing the water come up as fast as it did, but safety is most important, so we knew it was time to go.
A scary ride for those in Oakport, who despite valiant efforts to battle the water, had to finally admit defeat today.
It got real scary. We thought we could tough it out.
Zach and Craig Gulkowski used shovels to break through icy waters at the family home today.
We stuck it out this long. We're gonna give it all we got.
It's not that the residents of Oakport didn't fight hard. Again, they did. But when push came to shove, they had to evacuate, leaving sand and bags in the street behind. The two walked down what appeared to be more like a ghost town than a vibrant Oakport 2nd Street. They found sand, hoping to use it while they ride out this historic flood.
1 hour at a time. I mean, it's not my house neither, but I'm going to fight it like it's mine. So I'm going to be here till the end now. So
Oakport has been here before, hoping for the best, planning for the worst, fighting, praying, and only to leave their homes in a boat today, knowing it will be days until they are back home again.
That was Kevin Wallivan reporting. Fire destroyed a home in Oakport Township today, and firefighters could do nothing but watch from a distance. The area around the home was flooding, so firefighters could not get within 200 feet of the burning home. Cause of that fire is not known, but Township Administrator Greg Anderson is telling residents who do evacuate their homes to shut off gas and electricity before leaving. There is no word of any injuries in that fire. Well, for now, the National Weather Service is still predicting the Red River in Grand Forks, East Grand Forks, will reach between 50 and 53 feet on Tuesday. They're actually kind of pegging it at 52 feet. The red at Grand Forks has only gone up about a foot since 10 o'clock last night. It's just over 48 feet tonight. It has, though, passed the 2006 crest, which was the 5th highest on record. The Red River upstream at Halstead will get close to its 1997 record on Tuesday, when the river is forecast to crest at 40.5 feet.
The river's rise has slowed in Oslo as well. It's at 37.7 feet tonight. The crest prediction for Oslo for 38.5 feet by Tuesday, but it could go as high as 39 feet. That would put that level higher than the 1979 record. The red at Drayton is forecast to rise to between 43 and 45 feet by early April. The river is almost 4 feet over flood stage there, and the Weather Service says the red at Pembina will get to between 52 and 56 feet during the 2nd week of April. Right now it's at 40.75 feet there in Pembina. The red is in a slow decline in Wahpeton tonight. It topped out Tuesday at 17.5 feet.
And it turns out the Red Lake River at Crookston actually hit its highest mark on Tuesday. That was when an ice jam sent the river up to 25.5 feet. It is now dropping steadily, and it is already down to below 21 feet tonight. City Administrator Aaron Parrish, though, says the concern now is how long all those temporary dikes can hold back water. Those dikes are the main protection for 2 neighborhoods that contain about 500 homes. City says it could still use people to help dike patrol. So the Emergency Operations Center number, if you're interested in Crookston, is 218-281-4383. And the Goose River set a record when it crested Wednesday night. The Weather Service says the Goose should drop below its 10-foot flood stage probably by next Thursday. The Park River is already below flood stage in Grafton. It peaked on Tuesday.
It is another frigid night tonight. How cold will it get? Here's Storm Tracker meteorologist John Wheeler with your first look.
Seasonably cold night out there tonight. Right now, Grand Forks at 10 degrees, headed for something close to 0, possibly below 0 in the morning. Sunny to partly cloudy skies, and it will stay below freezing with highs tomorrow in the lower 20s.
Evacuations of hospitals and nursing homes in Fargo have sent patients to different care facilities all across our region.
And some have come to Grand Forks. WDAZ's David Schwab has that story tonight.
In buses and ambulances, patients from Fargo arrived in Grand Forks.
This is Rhonda.
25 from Merit Care Hospital in Fargo are now at Altru.
We were called at about 12:30 last night. Indications were that they had patients that they were needing to send.
Tim Saylor is Altru's chief operating officer. He says they had been contacted weeks earlier by Merit Care about a potential evacuation.
Needing to make sure that we had staff available to take care of the people, to receive them through our ER and then get them to the floors and properly cared for.
Hi, what's your name?
And more than 30 patients from nursing homes received a welcome at Valley Memorial Homes. Some will stay at assisted living, others will require more care.
Well, who's the first one that came?
Peter.
President of Valley Memorial Homes, Greg Hansen, says with this many patients coming in at once on short notice, working out the logistics is a challenge.
We really don't have any more space for anyone beyond that unless we discover another way to take care of a few more people.
Hansen made requests today over TV and radio in order to contact more of his employees, hoping they could put in some extra hours.
We are going to obviously need more staff with increasing our size of our facilities.
As for some of the people living here, they seemed happy to be hosting.
I didn't have to swim anyway.
Yeah, it would have been a little chilly.
In Grand Forks, David Schwab, WDAZ News.
And the families of patients brought to Grand Forks have been kept informed of their whereabouts. While Valley Memorial Homes is now full, Altru will continue to take transfers as necessary.
Some Moorhead evacuees might be spending the night at the Alaris Center. The Red Cross set up that shelter today. Right now, there is room for 60 people, but if need be, they will expand. Cots are set up, food's available, and there are even toys there for kids.
Gotten calls from public health indicating that there were people intending to head this way. We got calls about noon and that there were plans for evacuees to head up here and to look for this shelter.
Randall says a few evacuees have stopped by to get information and some food, but are staying at hotels for now. If you would like to volunteer with the Red Cross, call the number on your screen. It's 218-773-9565.